your command, Megatron.
Subscribe for Magic the Gathering and other content for evil fun.
Fear not, Megatron. Cybertron shall remain as you leave it.
Claim full 6 games.
Good morning.
Yo, that was dope. I've actually never seen that before. What the heck? Wow.
Yeah, well,
Like,
good
why
morning,
can't I make an
everybody.
intro like that?
Yeah, well, trying to, because one of the things I've been working on is trying to brand myself. That's why my thumbnails are a certain way, so people start recognizing when I upload. They know it's me by visuals.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm just cat.
right.
Lots of cats.
We have 4 cats at our house.
Oh, I just have one.
Ain't got none. All I got is 2 dogs.
2 dogs. Well, good morning, chat. Hello, Darc Raven, Investable Collectibles, James Willis, the coolest subscriber alive. How are you guys doing today? We have a special guest. We have Liliana. I mean, we have MV Magic. Hello.
Hello.
So is Liliana, that's like your favorite planeswalker?
So, okay, I'll be honest. Way back when, I had this like weird emo phase where I was like, so I loved Magic, and it wasn't really emo. It was that weird, like phase that everybody goes through, and was just like, you know what, Liliana, I like her color scheme. She could totally be my mother in a definitely horny way. So I went, screw it. I'm basing my whole channel off this. And it just kind of stuck.
Definitely a horny way, huh?
Oh, that's me. Oh,
man. Well, see, like my favorite planeswalker is Jace, but I didn't want to be focused on Magic itself. Like if I wanted to create something, so I went around looking through like ways people title their videos back in the early 2000s, and I found if you get 2 things that describe something that it's not, that becomes catchy. So I'm like, I like tortoises. They're not fast, but now they could be super fast.
Super fast tortoises. Yeah, that intro actually, like, I never knew what the SF meant in SF Tortoise. So knowing that now, I'm just like, wow, that's dope. I mean, like the MV in my name, the M can be anything that starts with M. So like I try to make a music channel. So this is the Magic channel. I might eventually make a miscellaneous channel or something if I want to do gaming or anything. But the V actually stands for Vess, because Liliana Vess.
I've been so curious about the choice and whatnot, because sometimes it could be a different meaning. You go back in and you go deep for somebody. It could be for somebody who wants to identify or just love the character altogether. I mean, Liliana is my second favorite planeswalker, no doubt. Jace is my number 1, and I too had an emo phase, but I'm like, I can relate to Jace because he looks dark and emo, and when I had hair, I could droop my hair down. But
Oh, yeah, I have super long hair, so I understand. I do it all the time. I'm like, oh, I'm so edgy. When in reality, I am not edgy whatsoever right now.
Nice. So the topic of today is content creators say what? And that's not a joke. We are content creators, and we like to pick your brain because I noticed on your channel, and I know someone in chat, if they want to let themselves know, they can. Someone in chat and I have actually watched some of your videos to get to know you better. We don't just subscribe. We try to get involved with channels. We try to build a community. We try to get to know people and their personalities. We don't judge. We just like to know and get to know people. So we watched some of your videos, like your Voltron video. I'm like, why didn't he cover Rafiq very much? Rafiq is like the Voltron leader when it comes to knowing what Voltron is. But you did a really good job on your Voltron video because you covered some Voltron strategies I did not think of.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a Voltron aficionado. I love Voltron. I mean, I literally played Voltron like I think 2 out of the 3 games that I played yesterday, and it's just, I mean, my favorite popper deck is Boggles as well, because it's just, I love the fact that you don't care about creatures as much. You just need 1 creature, and then you have all this value just sitting there. That's why I think Sir Gwyn is like one of the best commanders ever, because it can just turn those equipments that their only downside is you have to pay the equipment cost, and just negates that. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
yesterday I won with Sirgwin because I played a pure steel paladin and had Metalcraft and could just equip everything. I even played a rabbit battery and just had it there because that's the main thing with the reconfigures and things,
Mhm.
because you then have to pay the reconfigure cost and then put it on something, but it starts out as a creature. So
Right.
then you can either have a creature and buff it up with a bunch of stuff, but then if somebody removes it, well, you can re-get it back with like Denitha or something like that to get it back from your graveyard. Or if that creature you have it equipped to just suddenly dies, well, then now you have another 1/1 to then re-equip a bunch of stuff. Voltron is just so efficient, fun. It's
It's a question for
don't
you.
worry. I have cooked ramen in water. Thank you. Shut up.
Well, I want to say Rabbit Battery and the reconfigurability are kind of underrated. I love the reconfigurability. I haven't got to play with it much, but it's definitely a strong side ability. It is a sideways Voltron mechanic.
I mean, Cloudstone Kieran, the one that makes you not lose the game, your opponents not win the game, that single-handedly like won me one of those games because they just couldn't get rid of it. And I happened to, because my Sir Gwyn deck has made so many different alternate like altercations to it so many different times.
Right.
That's the word. I don't know. To the point where I managed to pull off like a little combo where every single knight that I had indestructible. And then I played Denitha, got a Cauldra complete from my hand, and managed to switch it over to the thing giving it indestructible. So everything was indestructible. That also had hexproof and the Cloudstone Kieran on it. They literally could not kill me. Voltron is awesome. It's amazing. And it's just, let's try to figure out how many keywords are on it, how many buffs are on it. I swing for 30.
Oh, yeah.
They go, can I even block it?
No, like my Rafik deck. Oh man, it's so brutal. A long time ago, my first commander deck was built to be a Rafik deck, and I lost it. And I had to sell it. But later on, I rebuilt it, and man, that Voltron strategy is strong. As long as you can get a creature's power by 10 on by turn 4, you're winning the game, or at least you're removing a player from the game. It's like holy cow, because everything. But really quick, I want to say this episode is sponsored by our carnsartopia.com. Links in the chat and also in the description if you want to check her out for your MTG swag. Pretty cool swag. She makes dice bags, she makes deck boxes, dice boxes. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's see. Let's get MV Magic links up here. Oh yeah. You totally forgot. Is it this? I might have to look it up. Because I made you a command that whenever you're in chat, if you're in the live or you're watching, you type in a command and your link to your channel will pop up. Like right there.
Yo.
See how dope I am? I'm the coolest cat around. I'm the fifth
and I like
cat.
cats.
But yeah, so oh yeah. Sorry, James wants me to show off the shell for those people, which I will show off the shell. Let me blow myself up. Boom! Look at me. I'm huge. All right. So this is a cool little dice bag, right? It is unique to me because one, it's shaped like a turtle, like a tortoise, right? It has a pull string top to hold your dice in, it won't fall. Then you can also get your logo, or like I designed this myself, this little turtle here, and it can be embroidered on your dice bag. She has some cool ones you can check out on her website. Like she got some Planeswalker style dice bags and whatnot. It is pretty saucy. And yeah, they're pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Yeah, but you got to give it out to Darc. She's actually the official sponsor of Super Fast Tortoise.
Heck yeah, I might get one too because I need a way to hold all my dice. It's getting bad now. I have a toolbox where I hold all my stuff in, and it just my dice won't fit.
You got to be clever, and this is like 2 pounds of dice in here, right? Like for an example, this can hold a couple of these big dice and still be good. Like right here, big dice.
Oh no, it's a big lad.
Right, that's pretty insane. Oh, So, how are you guys doing this morning?
Fantastic, terrific, and all around. I'm not gonna bore you with the other part of that.
Fantastic. Custom build one Facebook and Discord. Woo woo. Well, you can put your Facebook links and stuff in the chat. Darc Raven.
I'm doing great.
Yeah, man, your stream earlier was just crazy. You had some actually crazy games going on this morning, Hillbilly.
Yeah, I did.
So if you don't know MV Magic, Hillbilly's an arena streamer. Like, I don't really play arena very much, but I like watching his games, and I think he has the most interesting accent to listen to. And he's like my morning routine now. Wake up and I watch Hillbilly and make a thumbnail in the morning, usually. Like, I made my thumbnail a couple days ago in advance just so I could give you the shill and subscribers, because you got a couple subscribers since I posted you up. Because when I say this guy might be cool to look at, people are like, hey, let's look at this guy, see how cool he is, because we like to share love. Even I'm subscribed to you, MV Magic, because I like you. I like the direction your channel is going, like with the little opinion pieces on the Voltron video. I watched the other one afterwards, and I went back. And James pointed out that you're the one who made the ramen noodle movie or videos, and I had to go back and I'm like, this guy who did what? I said, this must have been just for clickbait, because no one ever really does that.
Okay, so funny story about those two. So this is back when okay, because I still remember my first video. It was literally like I was just like, you know what? I just want to make videos, whatever. I made a Bloons Tower Defense 6 strategy video, and I went back and deleted a lot of those old videos because I wanted to do like a mixed stream, like a mixed channel of like magic stuff, gaming stuff, just random things. And then I finally just went, no, I want to make this based on magic alone because I love it a lot more. But I decided to keep those making ramen in blank because I was like, you know what? That's just something to remind me of where I came from. And some people might still look at it. And hearing you say that, I'm just like, no, why are people still watching it? That was so bad. Oh,
It's
yeah.
definitely clickbait,
I'm going to still make more of those now, too. That's the best part.
A long time ago, almost like 18 years ago, I first put up a video, and I had more videos I deleted before, but I had a music video when I was in my emo phase when I actually had some hair in my head, of me just walking around Ogden City, Utah, and I placed an Erasure song, which I got permission from them to use, actually. Not monetized, but permission not to be stung by copyright claims.
Yep.
And it has like 6,000 views on it, and it's still growing a little by little, but it's still there. And it's the oldest video that's not magic related or anything on my channel. I mean, I have some non-magic related things, like every Friday I play right now I'm playing Metroid Prime Remastered. And I suck at the game, but I get a good following of people watching me die a lot.
Here's what I keep my dice in: a peanut butter jar.
What are you talking about? That's a whiskey cup.
That's totally for whiskey.
Now we do that bourbon.
Oh, yeah.
Kentucky bourbon.
But one thing I gotta say is I do like I said about your Voltron video, the other video, I can't remember what the other video is. I watched it, but I am a Voltron fan at heart. Like, I got Rafik as a Voltron deck. I got Esther the Mask, which wins by Voltron strategy, which I need to reinstill because I was trying to make it a token deck before the Abzan Chapman deck came out. I'm like, oh, now I'm just copycatting on accident. Then all that. And what's this? Super fast Tortoise slowed my dragons down last night. It was a blast. Poor guy got mana screwed. Then I chose him to mill 8 cards, and I guess it got rid of a lot of his lands, so he is mad. The whole table was vengeful against me last night.
This actually brings me to a hot topic of how many lands you should include in the deck. I have been targeted so many times by this because I have a pretty hot take.
I think on a 2-color deck, you should at least run 36 lands to 37. Right? And I think in a 3-color deck, you should run up to 38. But that's how I build, right? That's my strategy. That's how I don't get land screwed. But really quick, I want to welcome into the show Stasis Orb.
Woo!
What
What's
up?
up?
What up? What up? Sorry, I'm a little late. I had to take care of a couple things this morning.
How dare you do responsible things?
I know, right?
So is your name based on Stasis and Winter Orb, the two worst stacks pieces on the planet?
Yes.
I love those cards.
Me too.
Just deal with them.
Yeah.
Not that hard.
No, all you have to do is
They make
play
players
through
hate you.
'em. Make players hate you. Yeah. So sometimes I like to toot my own horn and talk about how awesome I am. But one thing I want to bring up is, in my line of work, I'm a graphic designer on the sidelines, other than being a YouTuber who works for free. Because that's how it is until you start making money. Like I design logos and stuff, right? And I design like those videos you saw at the beginning.
Hillbilly's
I made
becoming
those.
a cheeseburger and donuts.
Oh yeah. So I like to design logos. I like to design I like to make intros for people when I eventually. I have my own style though, so it's very super fast tortoisey. But like you'll notice around this neighborhood of people that like investable collectibles, Stasis Orb, Hillbilly. Soon you'll see Zombie. You'll see all logos I've designed. That's because I try to help the community out where some people don't have the talent or skill or time to do something. I would do that for them. We try to, like, as a community, we try to put up, we try to support each other because we know it's hard doing it by yourselves. And the bigger YouTube channels out there have a team of people working on their channels, where a lot of us are just individuals trying to keep our channel afloat.
Well, Super Fast Tortoise designed this logo here that I got right now.
Yeah, I think that looks dope, Hillbilly. Oh my gosh.
And he designed my logo too.
Right.
Those things look awesome.
So
I
so the point of it is not just to show myself out like a little person, but the point is, here in our community we try to help out where we can. Like Stasis Orb doesn't have to jump on my lives. He lives away in the BFE compared to where I live. You know,
I'm way over yonder.
Way over yonder
through the cornfields in Indiana.
in Indiana. I'm in Kentucky.
No, look at that.
I'm in Indiana.
Nice.
No.
Yeah.
So we're all far away.
Right.
Yep.
Imagine how the internet brings us together. I could totally still boogie 2988's thing. Brought to you by the power of the internet.
Well, me and MV Magic ain't too far away. He's in Indiana. I'm in Kentucky. I'm just a state under him.
Yeah, I'm like in the heart of it though, so I'm like right under Indianapolis, so I'm far enough away from things.
I'm up in northern Indiana, north of Indianapolis.
I'm totally not in Iowa or Cedar Rapids area.
Totally not.
Totally not.
Yeah.
But I live in the outskirts, though.
I'm right in the heart of Bowling Green.
I don't know where I'm at, but I can tell you where I'm not.
I can tell you everywhere I'm not. I can tell you I'm not getting paid.
Oh man. Look, you can tell me what day it is. You just can't prove it.
Right.
True. I used to work nights, Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 6 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. You could not convince me that Tuesday is Tuesday. That is Thursday. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my week goes by my schedule, so my Wednesday is my Friday, usually.
Right.
Because I'm off Thursday, Friday. So people ask what day is. I was like, oh, it's my Friday. No, it's Wednesday.
But it's only Wednesday.
Yeah. Hello, Hillbilly. You okay over there?
Yeah, my camera's all screwed up today.
Does it keep moving?
Well, it was moving on my other stream. I tightened it up.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got my other camera and it looks like this.
Then why
right.
these little
It's snowing. Is it Christmas?
I reckon.
Or is
watch
that
out, there's a
salt
blizzard
content?
behind you.
No, that's salt content of the food behind you. The sodium level is going to kill you.
Hillbilly's made of bubble gum.
That kind of looks like it.
Can you hit me with a fat for me?
Oh man. So, do you have any plans for your channel in the future, MV? Like, do you have a goal?
God. Well, I mean, I even said whenever I first started making content that I never thought I would even make it to 100 subscribers, let alone like 1,000. Dude, if I made it to 1,000, I wouldn't even know what to do at that point. Like, I want to get to the point where I can actually start like streaming games and things, but I mainly go to my LGSs to do it, so I'd have to bring a whole setup and everything. But I honestly just want people to be more informed and just kind of get people into more formats, because that's kind of the whole point really of it. Is that's why I make a lot more Pauper content, and I started to make Oathbreaker content, but Oathbreaker, you know how that happened. It got the brawl situation where it didn't really work out very well. But I just want people to, experience more formats, and getting into Commander obviously is super easy, super fun, especially if you want to play with proxies, because heck, I do it, so why not? But getting into Pauper, I mean, one of the Pauper decks I recommended in one of the new videos that I'm going to be coming out with costs like $20, and it's a really good deck. Like, everybody can have like $20 to spare as long as you have basic lands. Like, it's $20. You can play this super fun modular deck that not a lot of people will see, and not a lot of people bring artifact removal in it because they just tend to bring creature removal. But because modular cares about your creatures dying as long as you have more of them out and making a really big thing, it's just, it could be super fun. It could be super, super exciting. And, it might, it's just something that I want people to get into Magic, know what they want to play, and just be like, wow, because of him, I managed to figure out that I am really into, I don't know, Merfolk or Affinity or just some random like deck that they're like, well, now I'm into this format. I'm into these kind of decks. I can now have fun. Just bring more people in the community,
All right. Well, yeah, the community is what is awesome, and informing people is always good. Like my issue is there's so many informative channels out there, right? And that's not an issue, but it's an issue for me because I can't compete with that myself. So you'll notice I have an MTG3 series, right? And I wanted something kind of like Equals 3 from back in the day, if you remember that. And I still need to get on the comedy aspect of things because I kind of suck at that. But like I really like listing like 3 cards I like. Well, right now, and it's probably going to take a while to get my next episode out because my printer's out of ink and I got to afford that. Because of force
Oh, yeah. Problem with print to go burr. Ink do not go burr.
Right. But like right now, I'm covering 3 combos, like 3 combos for guilds right now. So I'm bringing up some weird combos, some good combos, some simple combos, like my Gruul combo list, my green-red combo list. I have any haste engine with Rhythm of the Wild on there as a combo because it really is a combo, but it's derpy. But also, it was, how hard it is to look up Gruul combos without Gruul Turf being like the main combo it shows you over and over again.
True.
But there are some
to be landfall.
Right. Spoiler alert. The other combo on the list is one of my favorite combos from back in the day. Stasis Orb and I, we go back as friends. And one of the combos that we used to love playing back in the day, especially in the Cube environment when Cube is new, was Hellkite Charger and Bear Umbra, infinite attack steps. And if you don't know what Hellkite Charger is.
Yep.
Yeah, if you know what Hellkite Charger is, 6 mana, 5/5, I think. Whenever he attacks, you can dump in 7 mana to untap all your creatures to get an additional combat step. Then Bear Umbra is an aura that gives it totem armor +2/+2, and whenever it attacks, you untap a lands of control. Yeah.
Yep.
Reminds me a lot of in my Rakdos Lord of Riots deck, I run Bloodthirster because it basically ends up being a 1 red mana, like just gain deal 18 damage to your opponents, and your stuff costs 18 less. So
Oh
I
yeah.
love Rakdos.
Oh man, Rakdos with Stuffy Doll on the board and a way to make. Well, okay, you build with Rakdos, right? And I don't have this deck, but it's the combo. So you have Prior Shields on Rakdos himself. You have Stuffy Doll on the board, and you cast Blasphemous Act. That's gonna be mean, especially to casting things for 13 less mana.
So the whole point of that deck is actually literally to, on your early turns, like turn 2 and 3, literally just play cards like Stormfist, Crusader, even Plague Spitter. I played against that. People literally wasted a removal spell on it because they dealt with all their creatures were 1/1s. So it was just a constant like, okay, I'm going to deal 1 damage to you, deal 1 damage to you. And finally, like, I'd be like, okay, I think it's time. I pull out Rakdos, and it's just, I mean, everything cost what? 3, 6. I mean, already cost 6 less. Then I pull out Rakdos. I maybe give him haste or something. Smack face. I'm playing Eldrazi's for free.
Right.
Absolutely hilarious.
Nice.
Eldrazi's for free. Yeah, I love Eldrazi. I'm working on an Eldrazi deck right now. A Naya Eldrazi deck. Whoop whoop. I
Hey,
think it's
Darc,
funny. What's up?
do you remember oh my gosh, what was that Kavu? It was a 2-mana Kavu. Whenever your opponent gained life, you put that many +1/+1 counters on him. He's a 2-drop 2/2.
Yeah, it's a green card.
Yeah, and you would combo that with Fiery Justice.
I can't remember.
Fiery Justice deals 5 damage divided, and then your opponent gains 5 life. So you would wipe their board, and then you would get a big dumb 7/7 out of it on turn 3.
And I ran that card, that combo.
Yeah, that was a top tier deck, I do believe.
I don't remember.
It was so funny because Fiery Justice was time shifted.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
I'm such a Timmy. I'm such a Timmy player, but I don't remember.
Well, people looked at Fiery Justice. They were like, "Why is this card good?" Well, it kills your opponent's creatures, but they gain 5 life. Okay.
Yeah,
like even on its own, it's fine. Like, sure, you traded all their creatures for 5 life worth.
Right. Right. It costs like 1 or 2 mana to cast it.
3. It's
3.
A
Okay.
Red, green, white. But if you had Kavu on the battlefield, you would Hunted Kavu, I think is what it was called.
Yeah, Hunted Kavu gets +1/+1 for each life gain this turn.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
your opponent's gain. Yeah, so you would
wipe. Now I remember this deck. Yeah,
yeah, that deck was sweet.
That was the most random shit I ever ran in my life because it was out of my color wheel. But I used to build really strong decks back then, especially during Ravnica was out. Because remember, the most feared deck I have during Ravnica was my Rakdos Burn deck, Reanimator style, where I played one for a 1/1 goblin with haste, but when you can pay black to sack hit to deal damage, I'm like, holy cow! And people hate it, and the Seal of Fire. People are like, why are you playing that?
Well, awesome. That's such a sweet enchantment.
Yeah.
You also played Rakdos Ixpitter, which was so annoying to deal with.
All right. Yeah. Like people just didn't understand how fast this burn deck was for the day. Like nowadays, this deck is probably kind of slow. But back in the day,
dude, I hate the like personal power creep when it comes into decks. How like you'll be like, man, this deck's broken, it's unstoppable, and then it gets better and better to the point where you're just like, oh, this mono green deck is gonna be insane, and then you learn that like a turn 5 kill is just not good anymore.
Right.
Like, I miss those days.
You know,
where we thought that we thought those like really bad cards were just like really good and broken. Like a 6/6 for 5. Oh, broken.
Right.
There's like 4 mana 5/5s now. You're like, oh, this card's insane. And you're like, oh, it's not.
4 mana 5/5s, they're not even rare.
Yeah.
You know,
and there's upsides to it too. Like
you don't see a bear with no upside anymore. Like every 2-drop 2/2 has like some sweet ability. What?
Unless you're a werebear.
Werebear.
Oh no.
I love werebear. Card is absolutely amazing.
Hell yeah. Well, all the like, you know what? That is one ability they should bring back in a future set, just to bring back is Threshold.
Agreed.
That ability is so underutilized nowadays, and it's such a good mechanic. Like, it cares about the cards in the graveyard. Woo!
I think their philosophy on that though is because of the whole like Hogak situation where graveyard dredge all that was like I thought that dredge was such a good idea. It was just done really poorly, but it's so hard to balance. And I think just reanimator in general is just really hard to do because all the power creep things with such good creatures now. You have to worry about, okay, well, if we make better reanimator or better like cares about graveyard stuff, then well, what about these other cards that also are good in their specific samples that they could just get out for free? Basically, it's really hard to balance reanimator.
What's that probing spell that costs one blue or Phyrexian blue?
A Gitaxian probe.
Gitaxian probe. They had to ban that for dredge.
Phyrexian mana.
Yeah.
Phyrexian mana is very, very hard to balance because I mean, Wizards of the Coast needs to learn that free spells are not good for the healthy for Magic. Because I mean, look at Once Upon a Time, like it got banned. It got banned almost like after the first like pro event. They were like, yeah, we need to not let this card be a thing.
Right.
I mean, I think they did some of the Phyrexian mana stuff good. I mean, the Defilers were just like okay. I think they kind of did it all right, but things like Crick was, oh my god, that became CEDH real quick. But like things like Apostle's Blessing and Mutagenic Growth, I think those are really good. Those are played in Pauper all the time, and it's like because basically 1 mana, 2 life, a creature gains protection from the color of your choice. That's really good. Or if you have the mana for it, it's 2 mana. Or Mutagenic Growth, just giving a quick little 2 damage. You're taking 2 for your opponent to take 2 more. It's really good.
Really good for Infect.
Yeah, and then they banned Invigorate.
Andrew, remember when I thought that Myrrh with those multiple abilities was good, but was never good?
Myrrh with multiple abilities? I don't remember.
It was a feature shift in Myrrh, and I just wanted copies of it because I'd like tap target creature gains flying or tap do something else. Like I had two abilities that were not that great, and the card was never played in any strong ability. But you know what also is good? The Killer Muffin of Doom. So one time I get home from work, and Andrew and I used to split rent at a house at or an apartment, and
it was more of an apartment.
Yeah, it was an apartment. And when I came home, and he's like, dude, I almost died, Andrew says. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I ate this muffin and it about choked me to death. And I'm like, I don't believe you. He's like, no.
That was when you came to visit me when I was living in Washington Terrace. Yeah. So, okay, I'll explain the story. It's so funny. So I went to the gas station it was like right around the corner from where I lived. And I bought these muffins. They were still in date. They looked moist, like the packaging was still like you can see they were still good. And I didn't know that the inside of them were super dry. So when I bit into one of the muffins, it just exploded into powder basically in my mouth, and it stuck to the back of my throat, and I was just coughing. Like I couldn't breathe. I was choking on this muffin.
You got hit by a Popeye's biscuit. Oh no. I
was like crawling on the floor. I couldn't breathe. And then Darc was coming over, and this was probably maybe like 15, probably shorter than that. Probably like 5. He was like 5 minutes out or something. And because I told him like, hey, when you get here, just come in. And he comes in and he sees me on the floor just hacking up a lung, like trying to breathe. And he's like, dude, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, these muffins are trying to kill me. Don't eat one. And Derek's like, why? What's wrong with them? And he bites into it. And he starts choking and dying on the floor. I was like, I told you, dude. I told you. There's a reason I'm on the floor, man. I can't breathe.
Oh my God, the Pharaoh's curse has
funny.
infected another.
Oh, it was so funny, dude. At the end of it, we both were just laughing so hard about it. But oh my God, we both were suffering so bad. He's like, dude, these muffins are dangerous. I'm like, I know, I tried to tell you. Oh, it was so funny. Another funny story, similar to that. Do you remember Sean Wellen, Derek?
Yeah, I'm still friends with him on Facebook.
Yeah. So he came over and hung out with me, same house actually. My landlord left his iHome outside in the rain, and I didn't know it was plugged in. So I was like, oh shoot, I should probably bring that in. And I went down and down to pick it up, and it shocked me. And I was like, ah!
Oh my God.
And I looked at Sean, and I was like, don't touch that. He's like, why? Are you okay? What's wrong with it? And he went down and touched it. He's like, oh.
Wow.
So funny.
That totally reminds me of a meme I just saw the other day of like random redneck sayings where where somebody with a straight face said, what was it? It was like, if it could be raining titties outside and I'd still look up and choke on a dick.
Wow.
Like, it's the most like, my luck is that bad.
Oh wow. Move.
Also, shut up with the "Do you know the Muffin Man?" That's hilarious. Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
Oh God.
Yeah, I gotta get that cut out. I just found the original copy of DVD of Shrek. I want to cut out a couple memes.
Cool.
He's bringing it back, y'all.
Bring it back. Well, there's certain scenes from the movie that don't get enough highlight because the highlight is a meme format. Like the ones you see on Facebook are either or even on Reddit are either like the creepypasta version of Shrek or just the ones you see all the time. Like on TikTok, you get the scene where he breaks out of the door in the beginning. You're like, okay. And everybody just thinks of the song. Somebody once told me, they break it up, so it's so horrible. And but there's a couple scenes like with the short king dude played by John
Lord
Lithgow.
Farquaad.
Yeah, Lord Farquaad. There's a couple scenes in there I remember that are worth cutting out, or a couple like Donkey. There's a scene with Donkey and the dragon in the chase scene in the dungeon. It's just pretty funny. Like the whole scene where he's like telling her how beautiful the dragon is. No one does that. That could be a memeful thing. Like when you're trying to get out of trouble from the wife and that's what you say.
Me trying to riz up Stacy's mom when I was 6 or something.
Oh, I love that song. My wife hates that song, but I love that song. She's like,
Dude,
it's about a kid who
almost
loves
everybody I talk to is just like, why do you like that song? It's super creepy. And I'm like, because it's a good song. And we all like moms here.
Like if you were a teenager that went through puberty, you can understand that song.
Yes. If you were a teenage boy who went through puberty, yes, you'd love that song.
Unfortunately, I didn't. No offense to anybody, or hopefully not. I just don't like that band.
Founds of Wayne is hard to get into, so I get that. And I don't like all the songs from that band. That was just their killer one-hit wonder.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Like who knows any other song by Aqua other than Barbie Girl? I mean, there's a few people who are probably diehard fans, but Barbie Girl is the only song that people know of, really. And I bet that song got a lot of attention during Barbieheimer time.
I actually hadn't even seen either of them because I just didn't have the appeal for me.
Well, I want to see Oppenheimer.
Yeah, same.
But Barbie now. Like even my wife doesn't want to see Barbie. And my wife's not even a Barbie fan. She hates girly girl pink things, so.
Did you guys see the revenue that movie made?
More money than I can make.
Dude. Oh, it's out for 2 weeks and it broke $1 billion.
Right? But now, like, it was getting great reviews. Now it's getting okay, smashy reviews. It's like,
Yeah, it was all just a marketing ploy, right? And
well,
Barbie is a very well known like character.
well, not only that, but they like the toy industry, like Hasbro, Mattel, whatever. They needed a movie to be successful, so they can make more movies on intellectual properties of toys they own, and hopefully be good. Because GI Joe didn't do it very well. Transformers sucked ass. Like the first movie was good, and there was and I think it was the third movie that was also good, but the rest of the series, all the 6 movies, were just like mad bad. Then they were trying revitalizing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, and those were bad. Even though, here's a quick question: why can't they make a Turtles movie as good as the first movie? And that was a low budget, very low budget for its time, independent film. Like, what's so hard about writing a decent script and just putting people in costumes, or even if you have to use a little CG and following that method? That was a good film.
Well,
Because they think the more money they dish out, the more money they'll make, because of the whole ideology of you got to spend money to make money. So like, oh, this huge production quality and all these like famous actors, yeah, this will make us a bunch of money. And then you realize that people either don't want the movie or you just end up making a bad movie.
Right? The album was decent. Aqua, yeah, it was an alright album. I got a couple songs from them. My wife doesn't like me listening to Barbie Girl, even though that's one of the most catchiest songs in the world. Like I will sing that song if it's on the radio.
Me and my homies at the car just cranking it up when all we just hear is, "Come on, Barbie, let's go party." It's
Yeah, that's right. And I almost sang the rest of that song, but I was smart enough not to.
you don't want that on the internet.
No, like I don't know why Barbie Girl was like my guilty pleasure song. Nothing personally attached to it. It's just I love the beat. I love the lyrics because the way they did it is just it catches your attention. They did that thing where it's like it gets stuck in your brain, and you're like, oh yeah. Even though I have no interest in being a girl. No offense to anybody who does, but like I have no interest in Barbie. I have no interest in playing with Barbie dolls or nothing. It's just that song just reaches me at a weird ass level, and I'm like, and I enjoy it. It's a guilty pleasure song, but my wife hates it.
It's the same with me. There's a song called "My Baby Knows" by My Snake Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like nobody I know has heard that song, but it's such a good song, and everybody who listens to it's like, man, that's a pretty good song. But nobody's listened to it because nobody knows who they are. I bet I have a lot of those kind of songs where nobody's heard of them, but they're like, man, this song's actually kind of good.
I remember one time Stasis Orb tried to get me to listen to this song a long time ago. It was like a club-based song. It was like the worst crap I ever heard. And he's like, "This is a good song." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" You remember that song?
Dude, there's lots of like club songs that I still like today. Actually, I don't know, because
like,
I mean, I was big into that.
Well, the club song I'm talking about, it had like a 1920s swinger feel to the dance. Like,
Oh,
and
yeah, that could be anything, really.
Right? Then the voice was like this girl's voice, but it was very Mickey Mouse-ish. And the lyrics were short-ended, where it's like dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. And I'm like, what the heck is this song? He's like, it's the coolest song ever. And I'm like, dude, no, this song sucks. This is the first time Andrew ever had me listen to a song, and I did not like it. Usually Andrew comes up with a song, he's like, you'll like the song, and the song's pretty good. But this one time, it just assaulted my ears. Oh. Wait, what's this?
Hamster dance.
You know I'm gonna have to look that up now because you said it. Rammstein's version of Barbie Girl's epic. The hamster dance. The hamster dance. The hamster dance, that song was created out of a dare between two friends, and they had two different versions of the song, and one of them got popular.
Interesting.
Yeah. Weird things in it. Well, I watched this one video about older YouTubers, where they were, where they are now. And that was one of the things about it. But one of the funniest things, you remember the guy who's like, "Don't pick on Brittany," da da da, and cried.
Oh yeah, the leave Brittany alone guy.
Yeah. So one of the things I thought was funny is there's a whole story about him and his boyfriend were, because I guess the dude was gay, right? He had his boyfriend, and they're both porn stars, and they had a nasty breakup, but still had to do a project together. And I'm like, that's got to be uncomfortable.
Oh, imagine.
Yeah, like just some random. There's like, if anybody knows me, I used to be full of random facts and stupid shit you would never really care to know.
Truth.
Yep.
You know, but like, oh man, my brain just went.
Oh, here comes all the random facts, guys. Be prepared.
Random fact number 52. No, I'm kidding. I could like if I had the brain power to do that, I would probably make a shorts list of random facts. But I don't have that random thing. I'd have to like write down these random facts and be like, random fact number 1, short. Random fact number 2, short. Random fact number 3, short. But has anybody ever thought about doing shorts and a pair of shorts and making sure that people hear the word shorts and they're short?
Oh, Inception.
Right? No, such a bad idea. Such a lame idea. It sounds more interesting than it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's happening in the world today? You guys, any of you got any plans for the near future?
No.
Yeah,
Go to
no,
work,
neither.
make money.
make money, live, pay rent, stuff.
The future is scary.
Oh, you got a question, MV Magic?
Ooh. Do
Oh,
I play limited formats like draft or cube? I don't play cube. I don't actually fully know what cube is, which would be fun to probably get into. But draft, yes, I actually went to 2 of the sealed pre-releases for Wilds of Eldraine, and that was really fun. And I don't go to drafts often, but like if I have a really fun set that I really enjoy, like for example, the Strixhaven was like my favorite set I think of all time, and I absolutely loved it. I went to so many drafts of it, and I'd want to go to more. The sets just I don't think are as fun to draft anymore. I know that might be a hot take, but I prefer constructed formats now. Go have fun, play some Commander, play some Pauper, all that. Maybe go to a pre-release every once in a while, but I don't have the motivation to go for every Friday night to go play draft anymore.
yeah, a lot of people doubt.
Yeah, I'm. You can ask Derek, a huge limited fan. I play. That's like my favorite format to play, and even I don't really go out and do pre-releases and such anymore.
Mm-hmm.
My fellow Decepticons, hit that like button for my sake.
Hit the leg. Because AI generation for vocals sometimes suck, but it's still fun.
Hey, it worked.
I have a couple clips on here because I know you guys can't see what's on my side because I'm the leader here. But sometimes when I'm in the show and I feel like I talk too much, like I know I've talked too much, so it's not time to
zip the shit up. Frank, hush, okay? Because you know better.
Perfect.
Yeah, gotta have fun. But here's a question for you, MV Magic.
Yep.
What is your creative process for making your videos? And what are creative things that you have planned for the future?
Oh my gosh. I'll be honest. I mostly think of these videos like a couple days before I record them. I make sure that Saturdays are my like recording days, all that.
Mhm.
And I literally like a couple days beforehand will be like, you know what? Today I want to talk about Voltron. I want to rank some waifus. I want to, do some more popper stuff. I don't know. And I just kind of hit record and just start going. Some of the videos I'll actually make slideshows on them in,
Mhm.
funny enough, Google Drive, just good old Google Slides, because it's easy, it's simple, and I know how to do it. But I have like no process. Heck, if you actually watch most of my videos, there's like very minimal editing because of the
Mhm.
fact that like most of the time I just start talking and just keep going.
Mhm.
And if I ever need to edit something, I will purposely while I'm recording will stop, just kind of be like, okay, hold on, where am I going with this? And then try to like lead into it, make sure that nobody knows I even edited it out. And it's I mean, it's not that difficult really to make videos. You just kind of gotta think of what you're going to talk about and just
Mhm.
do it. I I don't really have a plan for it, and I don't really specifically sit there and be like, okay, I need to talk about this. I need to talk about this. Like in my deck tech videos, I would literally just look over the deck and be like, okay, I know I want to talk about this, this, and this. But other than that, I could just start talking and then happen to remember things while I'm talking. And afterwards,
Mhm.
I could be like, okay, well, probably should have touched on this, but no, nobody will know, nobody will care.
Right, right.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's like when someone looks at a piece of artwork on a wall, they don't think, "Man, this must have taken hours." They look at it as a full image, like they don't realize the mistakes that the artist would realize that's in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I get it. Process. I actually have a small process. Like when I do my MTG3 videos, I actually just have the list of cards I want to cover or the combos, and I wing it off as long as I have the cards to read off the piece of paper, so I remember what I'm talking about, and I'll just wing it. Then I have the common question of the day, or common question of the day. I have a question of the video from last week answered, and I have a question made after that, like for the week or the video, because I don't do MTG3 every week. I do it whenever I can. Like I said, until I get new ink, I can't really do the show. But I do have a small process and I learned it helps me a lot, is I actually create the thumbnail first. Like
Huh.
I'll work hard on a thumbnail, and I use AI generation for a lot of my thumbnails. Hence how like they made the Liliana character, because the federal law says you can't copyright AI artwork, so it is in the realms of being copyright striked. So you can't be stricken for copyrights on AI art. Then you can be creative. Then sometimes the artwork is way better than something I can do in hours. So why not use it? So I'll put together an art. Like let me share something really quick. Share screen. Go here. Let me show you one of my favorite. I gotta share the screen. I want to show you one of my favorite thumbnails I made in the recent years. Right. No, that's not it. Right there. And back to the screen. Cancel. Present. Share screen. Window. Like this is one of my favorite thumbnails I made.
Hey, yo.
Yeah,
Yo.
that's an AI art of Metroid Prime. It's different enough so it doesn't look like Metroid, but recognizable enough. People will be like, "That looks familiar." Then I just ripped the logo, highlighted the logo in a blur, and added my text. And I even made sure people say no that I may be bad at this game, but it's one of my favorite things because AI art can inspire you to do something. But also, one thing, and as a tip, if you work on your thumbnails first, like one of your videos, it actually kind of gives you direction on how you want to act, feel, and bring what kind of energy to that video.
Huh. Because what I end up doing is like I'll record the videos and then for like 20 minutes after them, like I'll fully edit the videos, just add some background music or something, and then just go into Google Drawing or something and just throw a bunch of PNGs on there and just make the most like the most simple but try to be eye-catching thumbnails possible. But because that's why I literally put in cat face meme PNG, and I'll just go and grab one off of there. And there's some really like not emotional, but like you can look at that cat and be like, wow, that shows emotion. So I'll just throw that on there, throw maybe some cards on there, and then for the text on them, I actually like, not a lot of people know unless they've played it, but I actually use a Mario text maker, whatever, and just put that in and smack that on there. So it's got that kind of like lighthearted Mario text or something.
Let me see.
Build
Let's go
yourself a
snooping
cube.
around. Let's snooping around. There's ends.
Cube from Strixon. So how do you build a cube? Like, I don't actually know how that
Well,
works.
there's many different ways to build a cube, but usually cube is a singleton format. But you can add multiples of cards if you want to insinuate like a kill spell or something to make it better. Then you have a certain number between 360 and 570. You generally want to kind of stick by, varying how many people are going to draft. 360 is the easiest easiest way to build. Then you add in you can add in cards from other sets that basically replicate the experience or the feel of what the set's trying to do that the set can't fulfill on a single card basis, so you can get more of a synergistic way of doing things. That makes sense.
Here, let me I'll add in some stuff to that. So basically, so depending on what kind of cube you want, because there's multiple themes, like for example, there's like the 1-drop cube, there's the power cube, there's there's all these variations of cubes you can build. As a matter of fact, my best friend put together an Innistrad cube for me, and built pretty much every single card in the cube was from original Innistrad, because he knew that I really, really enjoyed that set, and that's one of my absolute favorite sets, limited wise, just because the amount of decks you can build in that format. But that's strictly just an Innistrad cube, right? So if you want to have like a theme to your cube, you can do that. A lot of people, when they usually build like their first cube, you try to obtain like the best cards for each color, and you want to keep a balance too. Like, you don't want one color to be overpowered, because then everybody's just going to draft that when you play it with your friends, and you're going to realize, oh, this is too powerful. We need to balance it out. And
hello.
Yeah, sorry about that. So we were so depending on what kind of cube you want to start there. You can build a popper cube. People do that all the time as well. It's relatively inexpensive, and it's literally just all your popper combos in one as a singleton format. And you get enough singles to have up to like an 8-man draft or a 6-man draft. Usually most people like to go around the 6-man drafts style, because it's a lot simpler, and it's easier to get 6 people than it is to get 8 people.
Right.
And I mean, unless you go to a card shop, and sometimes you can get 8 people, but usually 6 is usually the average. Yeah. But yeah, it just depends. You just take the best cards that you feel like would be good in a cube. Like, see, for me, since I'm a limited player, I can look at what limited cards are broken, as well as constructed, but there are constructed cards that aren't good and limited. So, but you'll take those cards and put them in your cube. Now, when I built my first cube, I ended up replacing cards with better cards. So, like, for example, if I had like Lightning Strike in my cube and I wanted Lightning Bolt, but I didn't have one, then down the line I got a Lightning Bolt, I would take out the Lightning Strike and replace it with a Lightning Bolt, because it's just a better version of the card. There was that, we talked about it a while back, the tutor, the 4-mana tutor. I had that in my cube until I got a demonic tutor, and I was diabolic tutor, and I swapped it out with demonic tutor because it was just a better version of the card. And that's kind of how I start my cubes, and just kind of take the best cards from limited formats, or cards that are just really, really good in general. But it's ultimately what you want your cube to do, or what you want your cube to be.
So it's kind of like a pre-planned draft.
Yes. Yeah. So what you do is once you build your cube, you will make well, you usually make 15 card packs out of it. You take a pile of cards out of the cube and you shuffle them up, and then you make 3 15 card packs. Well, everybody does. Everybody you're drafting with. So then you look at your cards. You'll do a draft basically with those cards. It's instead of boosters, you just have cards from your cube. And that's how you build your deck, and so on and so forth. So depending on what you want to do, well, obviously, because it's always a good idea to also tell the people you're cubing with what your synergies are. Because if you have people going in blindly, then they're not gonna be synergistic at all.
You know what though, and this is from experience from my cube, is if your synergies are well enough, you don't have to tell people. As long as you tell people your synergies and stuff, because they find it out discovering on the cards because your signpost card. So but he is right. You kind of want to tell people where to go. Like in my cube, like the one thing I have to tell people is you're not building a monocolor deck. So you're lucky to get to 2 colors and stay at 2 colors. So you're building 3 color decks. So every cube's different, but Andrew's giving you a lot of fire there and advice. Not to detract from the thing. My retort. But like, yeah, cube is a predetermined draft basically. It's your idea of your best, most perfect draft environment that you love. And by best and most perfect, I mean the one thing you're most satisfied and want to see played over and over again.
TCC has a video on this. Oh heck, I'm looking that up.
Oh, there's a lot of people.
There's a lot of content out there on how to build cubes and stuff like that.
Even I have some old school crap videos on cube, and I say crap because my quality is by since increased a lot from where it used to be. I used to have the most droll, annoying voice ever. Like so slow. All right, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you too much there, Andrew.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, no, and I mean that's pretty much, to sum it up, that's pretty much it. Like you just pick your theme, and then obtain cards. And sometimes you can, if you have a very good community like Darc and I had at our card shop in Utah, we could just ask people, ask players like, hey, I'm looking for this card. If you wouldn't mind contributing it to the cube, that'd be awesome. And a lot of people do. A lot of people are like, well, yeah, because it's a benefit for everybody, right?
Right.
You get a card for your cube. It's not you that's getting the benefit. It's everyone that gets to play your cube gets the benefit of playing it. So it's more for the community and less about you.
Because I could totally see it being like I play a lot of Hearthstone as well. I know, hot take. We don't talk. I mean, one of my favorite jokes whenever I go to an event like Commander or Pauper or something is to immediately sit down in my first game and go, "All right, boys, time to play my favorite game, Hearthstone on mobile." And everybody cringes when I say it. But I could see it kind of being like the twist format in it, where it just takes 2 random sets and just combines them. You can only use cards from those. Just to kind of see like weird synergies that you can find in those 2 sets. I mean, you could pull like, I don't know, original Zendikar and then like, I don't know, Modern Horizons 2 or something. I don't know. Pull some like 2 random sets, slam them together, and you have to make decks based on those. And it just keeps it fresh,
Right.
You can use a lot of those.
Kind of like a pick poison. Almost.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever done a pick your poison draft, but they're a lot of fun. Basically, you pick 3
chaos
random
draft, basically,
sets, and then you draft them.
Yeah, that's basically a chaos draft. Pick your poison. Remember, we did that together, and I'm the only one who picked the Ravnica pack, hoping to pull a shock land.
Yeah,
but the guy who won
that chaos draft, isn't that where you choose the packs from them, and you just bring those packs?
Right. Now imagine Cube is basically a chaos draft of your design. Like you could do a Strixhaven themed draft, but you have cards from different sets to enhance themes, or even just to throw a twist in a theme. Because different colors do different things, but different sets do different strategies, but you can intertwine your strategies, because when you're designing a cube, you kind of want red to do what black and green does. When you do white, and this is just opinion based here, when you do white, you want white to do what red and black does. You kind of want them to have different things go in different colors that fit each other. But it is not hard to build a cube. It's definitely not easy, but it is a learning curve, and it's fun to get into. It's hard to explain until you actually just start building a cube.
One piece of advice I have as well is, especially if you're building your own cube, is and I learned this recently from a friend of mine who actually is like keeps his monitors his cubes and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But something he used to do at the end of every cube draft session with the group of friends, he would take a picture of the winning deck, the deck that went undefeated. And that way he can keep it balanced, because if that deck happens to pop up again and it wins again, he's going to realize that, oh, this deck might be or these cards might be a little too powerful, so I need to reduce this. And so yeah,
right. But if you're going to start a cube, let me just say, if you start getting to a cube, start with the 360 cube. It's easier to keep balance and start.
A lot simpler.
Yeah.
You will not convert me into cube player. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't mind trying, but I have to spend so much money.
This is I'll say, if you have just a random, I imagine more than likely you do probably have a pretty big box of cards or something like that.
I probably have close to around, I want to say, because how big is a stack of 1,000?
Not that big.
Yeah, doesn't matter. I have tens of thousands of cards just
for sure.
there.
There you go. So yeah, even you could just start with that. You can go through it, pull out the best cards for each color. And as long as you keep it balanced, it doesn't matter. As long as you have, you're not going to have, if you're building a 360 card cube, you're not going to have, 100 red cards and the rest be a mix of the other ones. But yeah, you're going to want to, keep an even number of each color. Usually the way I would do it is I'll keep all the colors even, and then each multicolored usually got between 3 and 4 of each color, each combination. But that's just the way I did it.
The simplest way I can think about designing a cube, or explaining about designing a cube for 360. Imagine building a 5-color 360 card commander deck without a commander, really, but a 360 card commander deck where all 5 colors have to help out with removal and ramp and draw wherever they can. And you try to synergize everything and have creatures, everything with their different abilities to work together. And that's a good way to think about it to help build your deck, because it gives you a kind of an idea of how you want to build the whole deck, because everybody's playing from the same source. So that's because when I was thinking about my 720 deck, 720 cube, I'm like, this is pretty much a ginormous commander deck, because every color's fit to work with each other, so people can make a red-white deck, but out of the same pool of cards, make a red-blue deck, or a white-red deck, or a black-green deck, because the people got to be able to build these strategies and synergies from this pool, that everything's got to work together somehow. Even if the abilities are different. And sometimes when you get creative like me, I didn't want white and black to be like a mixable color very much, so I made white about enchantments and black about reanimation. And you can't really reanimate an enchantment, and enchantments can't really care about what's in the graveyard. I'm like, so you come with different strategies as you build. You just got to be creative with it and have fun with it the way you want to. Like, you like Voltron strategy? Build a 5-color Voltron cube. People are going to build their own decks out of it, honestly. Like, someone can make a Stompy Stomp deck without enchantments and stuff out of a cube like that, because you're going to put in like a 6-mana 6/6 just for the hell of it, because there's a certain curve you're going to follow through. It's fun. But anyways, I digress. I want to talk about MV Magic's channel. See, there's this thing on the screen that's showcasing his channel. Yeah, Kodak Shredder is very good in cube. You just want to be mean. And it's raining outside right now. Must add. All right, so look at this. Look at all these thumbnails.
It's me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Look at that. These
You
are
know how long each of those thumbnails took me? Probably 5 minutes each.
right. Well, I'm just showing people
don't need
your
to do that.
videos. But look at these videos, and he has fun with them. You can tell. Some of them are very clickbaity. Look at that. I like this one. That's actually a good thumbnail right there. I like a lot how you did that one. Like personally, just like it, not dogging on all your thumbnails.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I think you get creative. Like some of these thumbnails, like this thumbnail here, and some of the ones that are cat remind me of Desolator Magic. I don't know if you watch him, but if you know Desolator Magic, oh look, it's
Yeah.
your face.
I'll watch them.
It's me.
All
I watch
right.
I watch pretty much all content creators.
Right, but like you get you can tell where he's kind of evolved to, where he's trying to get to, like this series of Voltron, like that's just a very Desolator Magic kind of thumbnail there. But that was a good video of Voltron, and I watched this Esper Crusade video. It's pretty good. You can tell I watched this Build for Tough video,
What's the command for the link for his channel?
MV Magic.
The Magic.
MV
All right.
Magic.
Cosmic's trying to find him.
All right, let me put it in for you. Yeah. So like you can see where he's going, and that's what drove me into inviting him into the live. And now, if you want to, you can join in more lives. Today we're just hosting you as like the
Yeah, sure.
cool new guy. If you're ever available. If Sundays is your jam, we'll work on your schedule. My show's every morning, so
Yeah, because
I know.
Sundays are preferable because Saturdays I tend to make a lot of videos. I tend to have stuff. I play Commander on Saturdays. I mean, was it Thursdays and Fridays? I purposely want to, well, because since you do them in the mornings too, like I work. So
Right.
Wednesday, I mean, weekends would be even better. But yeah, I have stuff going on like every single day except Thursdays and Fridays, which I love being my like chill days because, and you just need that like little just stop days where you
Oh
get to
yeah.
do your own thing.
Right. So my show's every day. It wasn't every day. Actually, this show has grown quite extensively, like based off the viewers. Like I started doing the morning coffee about once a week. Then I went to Wednesday through Saturday. Then somehow got pushed to every day of the week. It's because different people want to see me different times of the week. Not everybody can be here every time of the week. Like Stacey Thorpe can't be here every day. There's certain days he works and has to go to work by a certain time. But like Cosmic, he gets on here when we go on overtime because that's when time he gets off of work or is on lunch. Hillbilly is like pretty much the permanent guest fixture on show. Him and I do the show together all the time. Then sometimes we have Robert's Table. He's a really fun guy. Sometimes we have Tibalt from Tibalt's Trickery or Apprentice. Pretty fun guy. So we kind of have an open forum. Like you see how Stacey Sorb just jumped on during the show. We'll let them jump on as long as they're like subscribed and part of the Discord and stuff. Because we try to have a friendly show, and it's a way to get people involved in the community who are subscribed and part of the Discord. And it gives them something special because none of us can have or want Patreon. So we try to give back in ways we can.
Yeah, I'll definitely decide to hop on every now and then because I'd like to do more things. It's just scheduling all that. But I mean, Sundays are definitely I could definitely do it because later today I'm actually gonna be playing Warhammer with some buddies because God, I hate. I always joke around and say I hate like every single game that I play because they're all dumb and I lose. But I love playing. I love playing Magic. I love playing Warhammer. I love just because I love games that have in-depth lore while also being really fun to play. Because then it just gives you so many different opportunities to go out and maybe you just want to spend a whole day and just look at nothing but lore and it's super interesting and entertaining. And then one day you're like, you know what? I want to decide to, build a deck and see how that works. And you build it, maybe test it with yourself, test it with your other decks.
Thank you, Stefan. Yeah. He's in Discord is definitely fun.
Agreed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Warhammer, one of those games where the only thing that actually keeps it alive is the lore. I have a Tau army personally.
Oh, you're
And
a
it's
Tau player? Uh-oh.
yeah. Yeah, come on, rush me, bro. Rush me.
I'm a Tyranids player, so don't mind me.
Well, actually, my son wanted me to get into Warhammer, so he paid for my army.
Oh.
So I actually put it was the first time I got into a models game at all, and the first time I painted my own figures at all. And dude, the part of Warhammer is putting the figures together and painting them.
Oh, dude, I've yet to paint any of them. I'm awful with it.
And Hillbilly's amazing, says Darc Raven.
Thank you, Darc Raven.
Yeah, you are all amazing. Thank you guys for watching this video and liking it too. And anybody who's been new to the channel, just chilling out, enjoying the live, you should subscribe. We do this every morning. We have different people on. Sometimes it's me and Hillbilly. We keep you entertained, and we have hot topics of fun stuff. We just bullshit like you're hanging out with us at a lunch table. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And looking at the time, we have been running for an hour and 16 minutes, so we're going to call it a day. I want to thank you, everybody, for showing up and chatting with us today. Thank you, MV Magic. You have been awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah, and you're more than welcome to come on whenever you want. Like, if it's during the week and you just have the day off and you want to jump on, just shoot me a message on Discord, and I'll be like, here's a link. And thank you, MTG Hillbilly, for being on.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
And fuck you, Stasis. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair. I deserve it. I deserve it.
I'm kidding. We love you very much.
I tried to kill him with a
muffin. No, man, stay sore. But if you weren't one of my best friends in the world, I would have said that.
And of course, duh. All right, guys, have a good one, guys. Take care.
You guys have a good one.
So you're telling me there's a chance?